Hello and welcome to my Saturday vlog. Today I am going to review the Left 4 Dead series and I'm gonna talk about zombie movies. And I found a Left 4 Dead kinda inspired Minecraft map to be in. I've turned off all the monsters and stuff like that, made them peaceful because I don't want to be distracted. I kinda wish that you could, that the difficulty only what am I trying to say? When you choose a difficulty, I wish it would only be on the current map, because I often forget to turn it back into normal, which is quite annoying. But I don't know, I thought they actually wanted to change that. Okay, there's a lot of science here, I don't really care. This isn't a survival map kind of thing, that's a helicopter. But yeah, let's get started. We'll just explore this world as I go along. Open this door. I'm gonna turn up my volume a bit. So yeah, my mouse got stuck. Left 4 Dead is an amazing game, both of them. Like I said, I have completed them both, although not all of the DLCs. But to complete a game, you have to complete the main game, in my opinion. Doesn't matter if you completed the DLCs or not. But yeah, I love Left 4 Dead. It is not only the best zombie game ever, it is also the best co-op game ever. It's a really fun. It's fun to both play in single player, which you of course play with the AI then, and it is also extremely fun to play with others. Um, so yeah, for those of you who don't know what Left 4 Dead is, you've probably been living under a rock. I'm not gonna make that jump. Left 4 Dead is a survival horror uh, zombie game, and this is more survival than most of the games called survival horror. This is basically run for your life while shooting zombies. It's very you can choose to whether to use melee weapons. That's mostly in the sequel. In Left 4 Dead 2 was more melee weapon focused than the first one. But the first one was did have some melee weapons, but there's a lot of great weapons, and you can have pipe bombs and Molotov cocktails, and there are different zombies with different abilities. Those are your main zombies, and then we have the kind of like the different kinds, like pretty much becomes Left 4 Dead made these zombies kind of standard, the different kinds. We have the hunter who basically just jump at you and go crazy. We got a wall of ice over here for some reason, and we got gold and diamond. I think there's a custom texture pack you could use, but I didn't really want to. So probably looks better with that, but this still looks pretty good and must have taken. Whoa, the light just went. What? That's weird. I don't like that. I actually do, but but yeah, we have the hunter, like I said. Then we have the boomer who explodes, and we have the lag monster who makes my Minecraft lag. Then there's the spitter who spits goo at you, the smoker who kind of catches you with his tongue and smokes. When you kill him, there's some smoke that make you cough. I don't know if you actually take damage from that. There's a zombie spawner and a zombie pigman spawner apparently. Weird. Then we have the tank, which is basically your big ass motherfucker that throws big chunks of road at you and pummels you, or whatever it's called. And we have these were the ones that were in the original. Oh, and the witch, which is basically a crying woman you don't want to disturb because she goes crazy on you. And in the sequel, they introduced two new zombies, I think. Yeah, the jockey which rides you, so you have to kind of shake him off, and the oh my god, this lagging like fuck. This is really big. And what the hell is the last called? I was about to say Berserker, but that's not what he's called. He is called a mushroom. No. What the hell's the last guy called? Charger. That's what he's called. Who pretty much runs at you. And the really cool thing I really like about Left 4 Dead, other than the gameplay, is of course I like the settings. That it's real life settings. A mall. You have a theme park. You have a hotel and stuff like that. Because not many games these days actually do that. They always, I don't know. I kind of like that it's just normal settings. And you have to basically survive, and there are some places where you have to do some, like, press some buttons to open some doors and stuff like that, but mostly it just is killing zombies, and it's a really, really fun game. I love it. Like I said, I've played it both in single player and multiplayer. And it is, and this is not just me saying this, a lot of people would consider it to be the best co-op game ever. And it is, and it's a single, which is also great in single player experience, like I said. Um, oh my god, this map is so lacking. But of course, this is Fraps doing it, so if you want to try out this map, can't remember what it's called, sorry. But you can just search Left 4 Dead map for Minecraft. But yeah, if you want to try it out, it won't lag as much. These doors lead nowhere. And this is fire. I'm not gonna run through the fire. Can I run down here? Oh yeah, I can. Cool. Jump. But yeah, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. The reason I chose to review them together is because they are pretty much similar. At first, the game I liked the best was the first part, mostly because the characters in the first are a lot more fun to than the characters in second. But the second does have the best levels, and the cool thing about the second game is that there's a story that keeps the different episodes, the different campaigns together. But they later released some DLCs for the first one that made the first one have this link between the different campaigns. So like a missing campaign, missing episode kind of thing. And also, if you there's really no reason to buy Left 4 Dead 1 unless you're a really big fan. I am planning on actually maybe buying Left 4 Dead 1, but there is no reason because all the campaigns in Left 4 Dead 1 has been included in Left 4 Dead 2, which I really like. But since it is Valve who has released the game, we should not count on there ever being a Left 4 Dead 3, unfortunately. Now, zombie movies. Let's just sit here while the lag disappears. Let's just get one thing straight about zombie movies. What is a zombie movie? Because there's so many different aspects to what a zombie movie is. In my opinion, a zombie movie is not necessarily a movie about undead. It's a movie about creatures with no real thought activity, I guess, that just hunger, wants to eat flesh, wants to eat brains, wants to kind of enraged. And it doesn't necessarily have to be undead. It can be on people who rise from the grave. It can be an infection. It can be like some kind of weird radio wave or anything. Because I hate that people always, oh yeah, that's not a zombie movie because they're infected. They're not dead. Yeah, Left 4 Dead is infected. So that's not a zombie game apparently. I don't think you're allowed to break these blocks, but I did it. Sue me. Please don't. So yeah, and also I am not in this episode because I have played other zombie games, so I will have to talk about zombie games again. So I am limiting this to non-comedy zombie movies. So which I'm not going to talk about all the zombie comedies, although a lot of zombie movies does have. Whoa, is this a big hole? No. A lot of zombie movies does still have some comedic, some funny moments, but I'm not. But those, but the ones I'm not talking about are the ones that are made as comedies. So let's get started by lagging. The first one I will talk about is probably the best zombie movie ever, and some of you have probably already guessed it. It is Dawn of the Dead, the original one from 19 78. I think it's from 1978. This is the best zombie movie ever. It's not the. I mean, yes, George A. Romero's first zombie movie, Night of the Living Dead, was the one that started the whole zombie genre. There had been a few before, but not like this one, but not like that one. But it was his Dawn of the Dead that really started, in my opinion, the zombie craze, and it is among the best, if not the best, zombie movie ever. The story basically goes that some survivors all gather inside of a mall, and the really great thing about that movie is that it's not just about them surviving a zombie attack. It's about them starting a new life within that mall, and it's really amazing movie. It's also a social commentary on how shoppers are zombies. And I could basically make a whole list of my computer making noises, but no, of George A. Romero movies, because he is the godfather of zombie movies. And there's a lot of people who don't like Land of the Dead and Diary of the Dead and Survival of the Dead, but in my opinion, that they're not bad. They're not as good as his earlier work, but they are good still. And the only and just to mention the last one, Day of the Dead was the last of the last of his sexology. That's not a word. But anyway, next movie I'm going to talk about is a British zombie movie. It is Danny Boyle's take on zombie movies 28 Days Later. Now, this has been one of those movies that a lot of people have discussed. This is not a zombie movie. They're not undead. No, it's a zombie movie, you assholes. And it's one of the best one in modern times. This one, it basically has a virus causing rage. I actually think it's called the rage virus that turns people into maniacs. And this bicycle delivery guy wakes up after being in a coma in 28 days, hence the title, and he now has to survive. And this is a really amazing movie, especially because this is a movie about survival. It could actually have worked without the zombies because just some kind of weird disease that and stuff like that. But it does work best with the zombies, and it's an amazing movie. There was a sequel to it which wasn't as good, but I enjoyed it. It wasn't like good. It was decent. Next up, we have from Spain. We have Wreck. This is a movie about a news crew who are reporting from a fire station, I recall, and they get called out to some kind of incident in a apartment building, and when they soon they are quarantined because there's some kind of weird infection, and this of course is a zombie infection. And this is an amazing movie because all of the movie is shot as a news report. This is pretty. This is really. This is kind of like if Blair Witch was a zombie movie. This is definitely a movie inspired by Blair Witch, and it's one of the few of the kind of movies that actually does a decent job. And this was remade as Quarantine, and Quarantine was actually an okay remake, but still, watch the original one. It's the best. It was there's been two sequels. I haven't seen the third one, but the second one was actually pretty good as well. Next up, we go back to the U.S. and we have a movie called The Signal. And this is where the reason I talked about radio waves. This is actually not a radio wave, but some kind of signal that comes through the television and also, I think maybe radios. I'm not sure, but this signal drives people insane, and they go pretty much crazy and start killing each other. And yes, this is a different kind of zombie movie, but I would still consider it a zombie movie. These zombies are still intelligent, so I guess that actually is against what I said in the beginning of the video, but still, I would consider this to be a zombie movie because this is some kind of weird infection, or well, infection-like state. It's a radio wave, and it's that turns people into maniacs, pretty much. And it's an amazing movie. It has some funny moments, but it is a serious movie. And a lot of people would probably disagree that this is a zombie movie, but it follows the same recipe as most zombie movies. It's a situation where people are driven to unnatural amounts of murder, and only a few is not affected by this, and they have to survive. That's actually the best description of a zombie movie. Huh. Next up is a movie that people will probably say immediately, this is not a zombie movie, but it is. It's an Italian movie called Demons. Yes, it's called Demons, but yes, it is a zombie movie. They call them demons, but this is a movie about a cinema where some people are where some strange creatures suddenly start attacking, and these creatures are many. They more than the humans. They infect people, and as far as I remember, and turn them into demons. And they kind of just it's a zombie movie. The only reason they call them demons, I think, is because that they just didn't want to be labeled as just as yet another zombie movie. Because at the time it came out, Italy had actually made a lot of zombie movies. A lot of zombie movies in the 80s and 70s did come out of Italy. Um, so I think that the director kind of just wanted to make something that wasn't a zombie movie, but it pretty much followed the exact same recipe as zombie movies. But they were just demons. There was nothing demonic about them. Maybe their appearance a bit, but other than that, it was just a zombie flick. But it's a really, really great zombie movie, and it had one sequel, which wasn't as good as the original, but still worth watching. Now, I think this sums it up for today. Hope you enjoyed this vlog, even though there was a ton of lag, but it's because this is a huge fucking city. So yeah, but yeah, let's just sum up what we talked about. We talked about Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, amazing games, the best zombie games, the best co-op games. Really, really fun both in single player and in co-op. And I think I haven't played the multiplayer part, the PvP, where you can control zombies, but I've heard that should be good as well. So, and I think Left 4 Dead isn't really that expensive anymore. So, and you can play it through Steam and buy it through Steam. So go ahead and do that. The movies I talked about were Dawn of the Dead, 28 Days Later, Wreck, The Signal, and Demons. All of these movies can or will eventually be on my movie list on IMDb. I'm gonna link it in below. I might make a top zombie movies. I don't know, and that would probably include some movies that I won't call among my favorite movies. All of these movies I mentioned are among my favorite movies because not only are they great zombie movies, they are great movies in general. So, with that, I am going to end this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on Monday for more vlog, and I'll see you tomorrow for more gaming. Bye.